the resurrection is proof that God's putting the world right, and you're invited to be part of that reality.
Right.
And just the way he, we probably would both would go immediately to, 1 Corinthians 15, like just unpacks, right? But it is the resurrection is a reordering of our
Yeah.
lives, calling us to steadfastness and to mission in that. And then I think I love, you jump to Romans 8, and it's like it's not just personal stuff. Like it's like this, like the fullness of creation is
Right.
being brought into this. But and
Yeah.
it goes back to what you said earlier. Philippians 3 is probably one of my favorite because he actually calls us in Philippians 3:10 to know Christ and the power of his resurrection. And part of that is, of course, in that stepping into suffering,
Hmm.
and know that I'm also crucified in this, but also to know that resurrection and actually experience it, which I really do think then becomes the heart of discipleship, like
Yeah.
really at its core.
Right. I mean, well, one of the metaphors that he uses, actually, reality is he uses the idea of first fruits. That
Yeah,
this
right.
last fruits. This is first fruit. So it's the beginning of harvest season, not the end of harvest season. It's not like we've gathered all the harvest and now we're bringing, no, it's at the beginning, and the kind of sacrifice of first fruits is that kind of expectation that this is not the end of the harvest, just the beginning of the harvest. And again, I think
Yeah,
you see that all throughout Paul's life and ministry.
yeah,
And the other thing that I appreciate that he does, because we're always going to talk about there's a difference between what the gospel is and what the gospel means. So you
yes,
got the birth, life, death, burial, resurrection of Jesus. That's always the gospel. But what then Paul is able to do is he's able to contextualize what the gospel means in every context. If he's in a Roman courtroom, then it means, hey, you're no longer condemned, you've been
you've been
justified,
justified. Yeah,
and the payment has been paid for your sin. If he's, in a place where people are in bondage, the gospel means freedom. Of course, it means freedom. If it's, there's a sense of sickness, or, it means healing. Of course, it means healing. And sometimes that healing, comes instantaneously, and sometimes it travels through death. We got to remember, not only is the resurrection great hope for us today, it's hope for our life beyond our life, because it reminds us God's taken even the stinger out of death, and
yeah.
even death becomes healing in the new world.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
even death itself becomes a way of God's healing in the new world.